I bet you're thinking, is this an 80s summer lookbook we're doing right now? No, but we are talking about a summer sunshiny essential, and that is something for your noggin. We're talking about sun hats. So sun hats. I definitely think that they are a summer essential and not just a nice to have or an accessory, because it's really easy to think when you leave your hat or hats at home that, well, I'll just go in the shade if it gets really hot. I don't really need it, so I'm not gonna run back and get it. But then when you're out all day, it reaches 90, 100 degrees, your head is on fire and you wish you went back to get it. So in that spirit, I'll share the 3 sun hats that I've had for a while that I've worn many times over, and 2 new hats in addition that I've just added to my hat collection. And you know you only have one head, so make sure you protect it from the UV rays when you go to the beach, the rainforest, the desert, Whole Foods. All these hats are under $25, and I think $25 is a good price point, especially if you're trying to stay in a budget and can't spend too much on accessories, because you rotate your hats out a lot, and really sun hats you only get a few months out of the year to really wear them. So I don't think you need that much unless you're rolling in dough, and in that case, by all means go out and buy all the hats that you want. But for my bargain bum, $25 is a good price point. I'll talk about each hat, why I love them, and give you ideas on what hat to add to your collection if you're looking to grow it, or give you some inspiration for how to coordinate your hats with your current wardrobe. Okay, enough of my babbling, let's do the first hat. With this first hat, you'll feel that you should be wrangling in horses or standing picturesque on the bow of a ship. This hat is my trusty cowboy/boater hat from Primark. This is my most inexpensive hat at less than $10. I don't remember the exact price. It's been a few years. I bought this from the Primark located in downtown Boston, and this hat reminds me how much I miss Primark, and I used to go there all the time when I lived on the East Coast. Primark, please open a West Coast store, preferably in Seattle. Now the material of this hat does look and feel a bit synthetic, so can't peek or feel in between the woven strands. So I do understand the less than $10 price, but this hat has served me well through the years. Been on trips on the East Coast, the south of the US, and then the West Coast, finally when I moved back to Seattle. There's a lining inside, a really thin netted white lining, which makes it really comfortable on my head. It doesn't scratch or itch. I love this black band on the outside. It makes it easy to match with maybe some darker patterns I'm wearing, if I'm wearing a look to the beach or somewhere tropical or nice and warm. And there's this little loop on the side where I've been attaching different pins or ornaments to change up the look depending on my mood and my style to match. This loop has been a good way to add some versatility to this hat, so it's not just a basic tan cowboy/boater hat. Out of all my hats made for the sun, this one is really just the easiest to grab if I don't know what to grab and put on my head. I really have to wipe this hat down because my makeup smears are actually on the inside of the black lining. One downfall of this hat is that you can't adjust it, but you can try it on at the store, so you'll know if it fits before you walk out with it. My second hat was made for lounging around the beach. It's actually a sun hat, not a boater/whatever else hat. The details of this hat is really lovely, so it is a step up from the Primark hat that I just talked about. You'll see that the weaving incorporates tan and marigold strands all together, and when the sun shines down on the hat, you can see through the weaving. So I really love how they mix the different colors and weaving. When you look at the hat from afar, it has almost a crochet organic effect. I snatched up this hat from a flea market in Oahu, Hawaii a few years ago, and it's been with me for about 5 years now. I actually bought this hat as a pair with another floppy hat. I actually haggled for a pair of hats, so there's actually another hat in this pair of hats that I don't have with me, unfortunately. That hat is at my parents' place. It's a little darker to this hat, but the shape and the size is the same. I don't remember the name of the flea market, but I did haggle these pair of hats down to just a few dollars. So it was honestly a good deal. I would say my favorite part of the hat is that it's huge and floppy enough to hide my face, so if I wanted to take a nap on the beach, I would be able to do so incognito without anyone noticing. Just put a little book right here. You might have noticed that there is a little elastic and I can put this under my chin, which is really useful for when it's windy. I can tuck this under my chin so the hat doesn't fly away. Really my only issue with these kind of elastics is that if you're wearing makeup, your makeup will smear. And for how organic this hat looks, I feel like the elastic could have mirrored that same natural look. This looks more like an elastic that you'd use for a cheaper hat. But I mean, I guess I did haggle this hat, so it is considered to be more of a cheaper hat. Wrapped around the hat is this ribbon with tropical flowers in more of a muted color scheme, which I think was a good design move because then the hat doesn't detract from the outfit. It can almost camouflage itself into any outfit you wear to the beach, even if you do wear super colorful swimsuits or cover-ups. Now the stitching was a little unfinished with this part kind of sticking out, the inside band sticking out, but this hat was only a few dollars, so I can't really complain. Even though this hat doesn't have lining inside specifically, it's never scratched my head in a way that I've noticed or got annoyed with it. One thing that's a little funky is if you don't want to wear the elastic or put it over your chin, it kind of just hangs there and gets in the way. So I need to figure out a way to hide that. Excuse me while I go to the ocean and find a little parcel of sand to just sit in and soak in the summer day. Out of all the hats, this one is the priciest. This hat was originally $36, but I got it at a discount, so it ended up being only about $25 after that. And it is this Style Nanda 100% straw hat. So I would say that out of all the hats that I have, this one is the most natural looking. You can see in between the weaving, and the weaving isn't perfect. There are some areas of the hat where you can see more in between the strands, which I really love. It has a natural, almost hay bale-like look, you know, like on a farm, the hay bales. You also see little pieces of straw sticking up, which I think is really fun. And the edges are frayed, so there's this very playful aspect. You'll notice that there are a few kinks. This was the latest hat I took with me on a trip, and I folded it up and stuffed it into my luggage, so I'll definitely need to get those kinks out. But I would say out of all the hats, this one is really the easiest to pack because it's just so bendable. I can easily fold it up and take it with me. Yes, I was really drawn to how this hat just seemed to have so much character. So as you can see from the inside, there's no lining, but it hasn't punctured my head in any way yet, so we're good there. This hat has been with me to many exotic locations, such as Europe. I wore this in Venice, and I also took it to the Philippines recently. This is probably my most Instagrammable hat, and I would say my favorite part of this hat are these lace ties that I can tie underneath my chin to prevent the hat from blowing away. And they're not just utilitarian like in my previous hat, which was just the elastic underneath your chin. The ties are in this lacy doily pattern, and they're in this off-white color, so it matches the straw kind of wheat-like color of the hat itself. This hat is also not adjustable, so I was kind of gambling a bit when I ordered it from online, but it does fit my head pretty well. I wear this on my head when I want it to be more of a statement piece in my outfit and not just blend in or just flow super cohesively with it. Okay, so on to the new hats. You'll actually be getting my literal first impressions because these hats just got delivered to my place an hour or 2 hours ago, so I just opened everything. I'll start out with this black hat. It's a lacy number. This one has the most going on in terms of material. On the inside, it's this netted mesh. It almost feels like thin, pliable plastic, but overlaid on top of that, so on the outside of the hat, is lace. So it's similar to actually the white lace of the Style Nanda hat. The tie is going down from the hat. So I don't think the netting is 100% cotton, but the lace should be 100% cotton, so this should let my head breathe and prevent sweat from kind of accumulating and making my head feel icky and drippy. I'll report back and let you guys know how this hat performs in the heat. When you're traveling, this is also really easy to bend and place in your luggage. It has a very soft feeling despite the netting under the lace. So they did a good job putting it together. What was really funny was that the edges of the hat were connected together. I'll show you a picture of what they looked like when I pulled this hat out of the plastic that it was delivered in. It almost looked like a fried crab wonton. I'm not too sure about this brown rope going around it. I know it was going to come with it when I saw the picture. The brown doesn't really go well with the black, so I think I might remove it. And I like that it's not completely attached to the hat, so I think I can actually just cut off where it's connected to the hat. It's just connected by a stitch right here, so I can just snip that off and just remove this brown rope. If this comes to you and you put it on your head and it doesn't fit, never fear, this hat is adjustable, and this is my first adjustable hat. Inside there is this strip of fabric with Velcro on the end of it, and you can actually pull the Velcro to the other side and stick it on. And you can adjust the Velcro of the strap depending on how large the circumference of your head is. You can also make the Velcro very tight by sticking it all the way to the end of this strip. I put the strip all the way to the end and now the hat is too small for me, so I don't think I'll need to use it. Maybe I have a big head. The hat also came with these silver straps that you can hang on the inside. You can hang those silver straps from these gray loops. I don't think I'll be using these straps to hold the hat over my chin because they're in this gray color and they honestly clash with the black hat. I really just want this hat to be black, just straight black. I think this will be a really fun hat to wear with any bold, fiery colors. I think it really speaks for itself without, this rope embellishment and the silver straps. Anything all black is just automatically classy, and I feel very classy wearing this right now. Last but not least, and one of the newest members of my hat collection, aka it came an hour or 2 hours ago, is this pure white hat that I'm trying out, and it's similar to the whiteness of all those beautiful Greek homes that you see in all of the travel pictures or travel stock pictures of Greece. It's pure white, it does have a black bow. Like the Primark hat, this is made of a synthetic material. It does say on the tag that it's a polyester mix, but it is stiffer. When I wear this hat, it kind of gives me a bucket hat feel, so it doesn't flop on the edges compared to my other hat. Having a structured hat definitely isn't a bad thing. I think it gives more of a streamlined look to certain outfits depending on what you're going for. Because this is white, I have to be mindful of makeup smears or stains on the inside, so just something to keep in mind. I might have to wipe this down a little bit more than my other hats. This hat also came with this little Ziploc of double-coated tissue tape. You can use this tape to adjust the circumference of the hat to fit the circumference of your head if you have a bigger or smaller head. Now if you want to learn how to use this tape, and I get the feeling that it's similar to using Velcro tape, they actually send you to their Facebook page, so comment below and let me know if you want me to try this hat size reducer tape out with the instructions. I might post it on my Instagram. Otherwise, I don't really need to adjust the hat. It fits very well over my head and even over the ponytail I have right now. The bow is big, it's stitched and glued in, so even if it's windy, your bow is not gonna get sucked into the wind. But if you do want to change the bow out or remove the bow from the hat, there's really no way to do it without wrecking the hat, because in more ways than one, it's stuck onto this hat. All of the strands and weaving on this hat are material, so that's also how you can tell it's synthetic. And because it's thicker, it's a good thing that the weaving is all uniform, so strands don't stick out and maybe poke me in the head, because those are fatter and thicker strands than the other hats that I have. I feel very dainty in this hat because it's in that pure white color. When I wear white fluttery looks, I think this hat will pair very well. And this is the end of the sun hats video. I hope that you had a lot of fun. Let me know what your most worn accessory so far this summer has been, whether it be a visor, a baseball cap, or even a sun hat. And make sure you give this video a like if you liked it, and subscribe for more style. If hats are your thing, I can talk about my hats more. If you want, just let me know too. I hope that your summer has been full of good times so far, or if it's not summer where you are, just in general, you're having a good time. I upload every week on my channel, so make sure to come back next week. Alright, stay stylish, protect yourself from the sun this summer. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!